Hello, everybody. Kathy is here. Sangeeta is here. And we are
Hello.
ready to do some positivity, get everybody's brains back straight.
I know I need it. How
Sang-
about you?
Everyone needs it.
Sangeeta's been a little under the weather from her travels, little
Yep.
COVID action going on.
Yes.
Oh, JJ, hello. So glad that you're here. And Elizabeth Markowitz is here too, and a few others of you. If you would like to say hey to us. Valerie's here.
Hello.
Everybody
Hello.
ready for a
Hello.
little boost?
Yes.
Hello.
Because I am.
If you have not been to this, I guarantee you that by the end of this hour, you will be relaxed and you will feel some joy in your heart and you will go to bed very calm and happy tonight because it happens every time for us.
It's true.
No matter how wound up we are, this always just settles us down. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Sangeeta.
Hello. Hello, everyone. So, just to give an idea of what to expect today, uh, the format that I have been following lately is we revisit last month's key theme. We have a theme for each month. We revisit last month's theme that gives everyone a chance to review and also people join in the meantime. Once we are done reviewing, I announce this month's theme and then we go into 2 minutes of silence when we meditate on the theme or anything you want to meditate on, and then um, we talk about this month's theme. And starting today, um, I'm going to set an intention for the coming month to be mindful of the theme more often. That's just something I'm going to do because I did that last month for myself and it was quite useful for me. So, who remembers last month's theme?
We have had so much happen with the book stuff and in our lives that I honestly have been sitting here racking my brain all day trying to remember what our theme was.
And we just like to fess that up in case
So, in
anybody
case anybody
doing.
else feels guilty about it, don't feel guilty about it because life happens and
Yeah,
we
don't
will.
feel guilty about it. Guilty is a negative feeling, and
Exactly.
we're not going to entertain that kind of negativity in this hour, particularly. Okay, so TS2603 is doing yard work. That's great.
Nice.
Um, so, last month's theme was power of retrospection. And I
That's
mentioned
right. I was like, oh yeah, because I was like not getting retrospective. Remember, like I was having.
right.
So it's
Yes.
no wonder I don't remember it. But I think I have been kind of being retrospective lately, and I'll talk about that more later. So it's perfect.
Yeah. So, what I was saying is at the end of the show, I had set this intention for myself that I am going to remember this theme for the rest of the month and try to do retrospects as many times as I could. And through that, I realized some of the engagements that I was having online, I needed to cut back on those, particularly not get worked up when inaccurate information is presented. And that almost, it felt like I was, I am like a compulsive skeptic. And so when I read something, my first reaction is it may not be true. And then I go after it to find out whether it is true or not.
I do that too. I'm a little bit like that. Like I'm,
Right.
and sometimes I don't know about you. Sometimes I get out of hand. Like I then go too many
Yeah.
levels deep.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And so a lot of times people are sharing something which is not 100% accurate, but they just feel like it mostly agrees with them. So I realized that I shouldn't take away their joy of sharing just because it's not 100% accurate, and just let it be.
That's a really interesting way of looking at it. And I want to just pause for a second at that because I had all kinds of internal reactions. Like one, I'm like, people shouldn't say things that aren't true. Like I'm also, um, I don't like to make assumptions, and so, and I feel like in this day and age, when I have a computer, we did this literally right before this. Cheryl's like, "Well, I don't know how to do this," and I'm like, "Let me find out." Right? I'm always looking for that factual thing to back it up. But one thing that I've been thinking about that's similar is it doesn't. I like the way you said, "Don't ruin someone else's joy," but for me, I'm like, why do I have to be involved in this at all? Just let people do what people are going to do because they're going to do things either way, right? If I say, that's not exactly the truth, then someone will say something that they believe that may be equally untrue. And then here we are at this standstill.
Everything's just a
Exactly.
giant game of telephone, anyhow.
Right. And it's like, I mean, there is so much misinformation out there that it's just, I don't know where it will take the mankind to, but it is like mind boggling to me to even know what people can believe and how gullible they are. Um, but then, that's where we are in our stage of evolution. And so be it, we will survive or we may not survive.
and and it's so true, and it's sometimes it's easy to go, but no, right? Like there's a part of my brain that's like, but no, we need to do X, Y, and Z. And the thing is, and I talk about this a lot, just about being whole food, plant based, or vegan. Is I don't think you can, and you may feel differently about this, but I don't think you can convince someone by kind of berating them ever. I think you can
No.
sometimes, if you're a good example, people will want what you have and they may ask you questions. It has to be a voluntary thing. So I can't flash up pictures of horrible things and make you change your mind, and I can't, but I can give you cookies and you can ask for them again, and I can make them for you again, is kind of how I look at it. Mm-hmm. But it is a very innate human thing to want to share your beliefs, it seems like.
Yes. Yes, that is one thing that social media has shown us is we like to share our thoughts. Okay, so let's see is from the audience. Anyone has any comments on the theme retrospects in retrospect?
We'll see. It might be another quiet night. I think people come in and they're like, I'm just going to bask in the joy of goodness. But you're welcome to share your thoughts, and we welcome those.
Exactly.
For
Yeah, and
sure.
it's also like, we just went through time change, so everyone is adjusting to.
Yeah.
So,
It's not helpful. That's
It's,
that's something I have an opinion about, is the time change.
you know, like, I'm sure 50 to 75 years ago that was a really helpful thing to have, but in today's age, no, it's not a very helpful thing. It just makes everybody like completely off till
yeah.
almost the next time change.
Well, yeah, as soon as you get into it.
And once you get used to it, then it's like time change. Like, oh.
Vegan Knowledge JJ said it's a great subject to reflect. And I think sometimes, like, you guys know I was working on a big book, so this new book has like over 170 recipes. So like I burnt my brain out to a crisp. I had said a couple days ago I was going to go live every day, and that's not going to happen because I'm trying to fix my brain. But I think when I'm in that space of creating frantically, possibly even manically almost, I don't reflect at all. Right? Because like it's just this thing, and I turn it off like a computer and go to sleep, and turn it on and start working. And I think one of the reasons I feel burned out now, or I need this extra time and space for myself, is because I wasn't reflecting.
Well, because
At
you
all.
were working like a machine, and you're not a machine. You can't work like a supercomputer because you're not a supercomputer. You have to rest.
But if I keep doing it enough, I swear I can do it. But I'm also going, this time, I've said that before, I'm being facetious for anyone who doesn't know that. I'm really good in hyper-focus. So if I get in hyper-focus, I get so much stuff done. But then it is at a cost, is what I'm realizing at my age now. And I think coming back and reflecting, if I had left more space. Right now I'm trying to reflect on what happened so I can plan the future better and not do this to myself again, if that makes sense.
Apple says, I like to look back through my journals and sketchbooks to witness the winding path of my life and what interests me. I think that's fantastic. Kind of see where you've been, the path that you're going on, where you may be going. I think that's great.
I like to do that too. As a matter of fact, before I forget a lot of things, I am writing about my India trip.
Nice.
Yeah, and I have my journals going back all the way to my college days. And then things are like you tend to forget. And then it's really nice to have a reminder by reading the journal. Oh, right, yeah, that happened. That's how I felt at that time. And then you reflect upon that too, like, was it really worth feeling that bad?
Yeah, I've picked up a few journals, and I think what I would like to do is when we're on trips, I would like to start writing down some notes of things, and because then I get all excited, and then when I get home, it all just goes, and it's like gone from my brain. So I'm gonna start making little notes about things that that really impacted me, so that I can recall that easily. I think the older we get, the harder the recall becomes sometimes.
Yes. We have pictures these days, but I really enjoy reading my diary from the days when we didn't have pictures and these kinds of social media posts. Um, it was really good at those times. It was really essential almost to journal in those times.
Yeah. JJ says, I think it helps when we react with emotion to really reflect on what was your true feeling. For example, someone may be angry, but in reflecting, it was because they felt hurt or singled out.
Right.
And she also says, I love looking at my old writing and posts too. I love looking at JJ then and JJ now.
Yes.
That's very interesting too, because it's true when you're in the moment and you're in that feeling, you can't always reflect about it. You have to get out of it and look back.
Mm-hmm.
And JJ is making salads. That sounds delicious.
She makes some wonderful raw vegan food.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. I have tried to be raw vegan at one point. But given who I am married to, that didn't last very long.
Dylan wasn't very interested in just eating raw food.
No, he loves to cook. So
Yeah.
no, thank you, he said.
And Apple says, I have a private blog that I've kept since 1995. It's just for me, and I love spending time updating it and looking at old posts.
That's very cool.
That's very smart because my handwriting is bad and I don't have the patience. So but typing works really well for me. And so putting something up like that would work really well.
Yeah,
I love the idea, the romantic idea of me sitting on a ship writing in a book, but then no one's ever going to know what I said, including me.
Yeah, her handwriting. She should have been a pharmacist or a doctor.
Yeah.
She has the stereotypical handwriting of one. You can't read any of it.
Yeah, when our daughter was born, Dilip and I, it was his idea that we should have a private blog. We write about our parenting moments and struggles or good and bad things. And then when she's 18, we can give her access to that. I had liked that idea, but at least I didn't keep up with updating the blog at all. Now I'm just remembering this after Apple said about a private blog.
Yeah, some habits like that are harder for some people than others. Like there were times in my life that my handwriting was better and I did keep a lot of journals and things. But like sometimes my memories and like when I reflect, I have feelings. So I know I can remember what it felt like in a winter when I was a certain age and we had an ice storm. I see certain little snippets and have feelings. So I think that may be why it's harder for me to go back sometimes too.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm a special little bunny sometimes about things.
That's true.
Yeah. But yeah, a feeling and how it feels like that's one of the things I like about travel is that you go somewhere and you feel what that place feels like a little bit. And actually one time I had a dream. I've never been to India, and my friend who's Indian, I was there with her family in India and I felt it in the dream. Like I was like, oh, I'm really here because I can feel this very different feeling. And I think that's probably just me being a little bit of a weirdo, but I don't know if anybody else does that.
I don't think that's weird. I think that there's some people that can just connect with things like that, Yeah. Especially in dreams, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who can really connect with things in their dreams.
All I know is I was looking for some food and I was not finding it in the dream. That's the practical part I remember.
That will not happen in India, I guarantee you.
I know. I'm like, because that's the thing I would want most is to get to see all the lovely food. But it is interesting, and I'm a little jealous of those of you who can write things down to come back. Like I'm jealous of my past self too when I used to do it when I was younger. I think it's a great tool.
Definitely. JJ said, I may add some lentils and quinoa tonight on top of my salad. Should have invited you all. It's funny, like most people have a salad with their cooked meal. She has a side of a cooked with her.
And that could be a little bit like Rosh Chef Yen too.
Yeah.
She will eat some cooked food as well.
Yeah. There is some comfort in eating warm food or a soup or something.
Yeah.
Soup is amazing. I'm very excited it's soup season, but I won't get off on a tangent on that, I promise.
She could talk about soup for hours. Literally hours.
Pretty sure she has a number of books on soups.
Maybe. But you know what? Sometimes the word reflect, and we were using a different, what were we saying?
Retrospect.
Retrospect. And so maybe this is good to talk about because reflect, I related to that a little easier than retrospect, personally. And maybe it's my lack of understanding of retrospect, really, which I learned from you last week or last month, and I remember it's very similar.
When I think of retrospect, I think of something that I look back on that maybe I could have done a little differently and had a different outcome if I would have just done something tweaked something a little differently. That's kind of how I see it.
I think
It's like, what did I do right? What did I do that was good or it went well? And what did I do that did not go so well? And what I could do differently next time? That's kind of what I would think as a retrospect.
and maybe it's because I naturally critique things.
You do that everything you do.
We sat up, like, I took a nap, like a nap. I slept all afternoon in bed under a weighted blanket, and it was delightful. And then I came up and I'm like, okay, I have some thoughts. And I was like, I want to do these things different next time. I want to start working on this. So I think maybe that is more of my normal way of thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you guys go live all the time, but this is the only time that I am live on my channel. So, I even revisit, next week or so, I will revisit Positivity Circle to see how it went and what I should have done differently. And that's where I'm getting all these ideas about having a theme, revisiting a theme, etc.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
And see, I go live all the time because I don't rewatch my lives.
I figured you don't.
I mean, I take
I
notes when I'm live so I can answer other people's questions. But in the very beginning, when I was uncomfortable, a friend of mine who's very experienced in the industry would be like, you got to go back and make notes. And I'm like, I'm going to have friends do that for a while because if I see that hot mess, I'm not going to do it again. And now I watch it some, but not, there's always improvement.
Always.
But I think that's very smart.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a constant improvement cycle.
Yep.
Nobody's perfect. Nothing is perfect.
And it seems, it seems like, when you say nobody's perfect, nothing's perfect, I think some people try to get caught up in that perfection thing, and I think in the long run, sometimes people that I see trying to reach that level of, constant perfection end up being kind of sad and hard on themselves, and instead of just kind of enjoying the moments that they have and what they've accomplished, they just kind of don't take the time to realize how much that they really have done.
Yeah. That, if you did an honest retrospective, you could catch yourself doing that. And realize that, 80% good is really good enough is for me at least. Good enough
I
is
agree.
good. Don't ruin good for perfect.
Exactly.
I really like that. Don't ruin good for perfect. And there's sometimes I will do that. Like, because I put this book off twice, and what I like to do, I have a friend who, when she gets a business, she talks to people about the business name and has focus groups. And if I did any one thing she did, I would never start it. I would be so frustrated. So usually I just go, okay, I don't want to go live, so I'm going live. Here we are. Now I'm in the situation I have to do it. And so with putting off the book twice, I didn't realize what kind of mental struggles it created for me because I've never put things off like that before. And it was for valid reasons. But then I started doubting that I could do it. I also started getting bigger and bigger and bigger ideas. And everything had to be more and more fitting into an exact mold. And then I had to go through the process of giving that idea up, right? Because that wasn't, it's one idea. It wasn't the best course to take. And that was very much a struggle as well, which normally I just don't give myself the kind of time to like put roots into that perfectionist tendency.
Yeah.
So I really like don't let perfect ruin good. Apple, yeah. Apple says, Kathy, are you saying your business model is flying by the seat of your pants? That's my style too.
Hers is more knit your parachute on the way down.
That's what I say. Jump off the cliff and start knitting. And that way, because like when Cheryl was starting to do some business stuff, she was like, but it's not, I want it to be exactly like this. And I'm like, that's not going to be helpful. And so it was very interesting seeing me do it, right? And I was like, ooh.
It's easy to get caught up in.
It really is. And I find that most of my most successful things are things I let just grow, the idea grow, and I moved around as it told me. Which sounds so hippy-dippy, but it also sounds like we arrange furniture different. I think we've talked about this. So like she'll be like, you can't put the bed over there. It's not going to fit. I'm like, but the bed is telling me it wants to go there.
Furniture talks to her. I just
Well,
don't
it's
even
not
question it anymore.
I have the feeling that that's where it should go. And so it's very interesting since we have two different styles that sometimes if she thinks something won't work now, she backs off.
I do.
And then the thing is, sometimes I'll put the bed over there and I'm like, oh, it does. And that's where you want it to be. And then she's like, oh, I see it now.
And also if she says the words, I have this gut feeling, or I feel this in my gut, that something needs to happen or a direction needs to be gone in, I don't question it anymore. I just say, okay.
Just back off.
Yeah, I just say, okay, let's do it.
Well, and I mean, it's not like I get a gut feel. We're moving to Canada tomorrow, or so. I mean, it's nothing crazy like off the wall. But I'll be like, I really think we should do this project, and let's talk about it. Do you want to be in this? We're talking right now about possibly a new project. And I'm like, do you want to be involved in it? Do you not want to be involved in it? This is where I see it going. And, every time you start something new, be it a pot of soup, a book, or, something that you might teach someone, a class or something, it's open for failure. And kind of using retrospection, I think, we'll see if I'm using all this right, is that how I've lived my business life and my musician life was, I believe 1,000 bazillion %, as many percents as there ever were, that you have to be willing to fail to succeed. And failing can feel yucky and shameful and blamey and all of these things, but what failing can be is, I see a better way to do it. So failing isn't always a bad negative thing. And so, although it felt that way this time with the book, I felt like, ooh, this feels weird. But yeah, I can see, because I do look at things like that. And when I say that to people who are like starting new businesses and stuff, they're like, yeah, I don't believe you. And they try to plan for this perfect success.
Nope.
Are we still live?
Yes.
Okay, because it's not. It used to show on and I don't see the live count anymore. Do you see it?
We're seeing it, and I'll double check.
Okay.
I've got it on the computer too.
Okay, as long as you know we are live.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Sounds good. So we are at the halfway mark, and let us bring up the image, please.
Kathy's like,
That's
what?
her job.
Okay, here we go. So here is our image. To get a perspective, to remind ourselves that we are the voyagers of an unknown journey on our spaceship, the Earth. It is a journey from one unknown to another. Nothing stays the same, not even the stars or the galaxies. The journey is not easy. It comes with struggles and hardships. The only way to get through it is to hold each other's hand. Let us whisper words of courage and kindness. Let us sing the songs of love. Let us be together in this circle. Let us take a couple of minutes of silence. Let us meditate on positivity and on this month's topic. I am now declaring this month's topic. Obviously, now since it is Thanksgiving, the topic for this month is gratitude. After the silence, I will invite everyone to share what they are grateful for. Can we have the 2 minutes of silence video, please? All right. So, gratitude is the theme for this month. I will start with what I am grateful for. I was very grateful to be able to spend quality time with my dad in India and the rest of the family as well. Uh, Given that he's 90 and he's still in good shape mentally and physically, it was a blessing because I've been here in the United States almost 25 years now, and since I came to this country, I've never had that much time visiting home. So I was very grateful. And of course, the second thing I'm grateful for is my family here in the United States and my circle of friends in person and online, like you all. I'm quite grateful for everyone who's in my life.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, that's really moving.
And I'm so glad you got to spend so much time with your dad. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was like, I was thinking of playing some games with him and stuff like that. And I tried to do that. But then, his vision is kind of limited and he's also colorblind. So I thought instead of me trying to think of activities for him, I can just participate in whatever he's doing. So I watched a lot of TV with him. And luckily, his choice of, like, he watches a lot of sports, um, and some shows like, there is an Indian version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Okay.
So it's like the trivia, all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you always learn something from
Yeah.
those. So I've been, ever since I got back, I have been reminiscing on how good it was to just relax and watch TV with him.
We watch a lot of TV when we go stay with my parents too. My mom likes to watch mysteries, so like
Oh,
mystery shows. So we watch a lot of mystery shows
So it's
over
kind of
there.
like a puzzle. So sometimes
Yeah.
we'll come with ones we found for her and we'll rewatch them, and sometimes she rewatches them with us. Every once in a while, we'll have one that's new to both of us.
Yeah. This last time she introduced us to some that were really good that we'll continue watching.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
It is. And it is interesting when you kind of maybe stop trying to make something fun for someone else and just say, "Oh, what do they do?" and learning it from them, which is kind of cool. Because I think here sometimes we judge TV as being a bad thing,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying all the TV I watch is quality by any means, but it is nice to just sometimes turn off and relax.
And I'm grateful for this conversation actually because it also, with what you said, reminded me that we don't always have to entertain everyone. Sometimes we just have to be
just
with
have
them.
to be with them.
Yep.
That's all the more important.
Yeah, and we have a few people saying things. Val says, "Very sweet. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to just be to be able to just listen to you guys. Thank you."
Thank you.
And then Vegan Knowledge JJ says, "I'm grateful for each of you ladies, you all having this live, and everyone here in the comments. I'm blessed to be here."
Very nice.
And Minnie Flaw, I love that picture of that crazy cat.
That is awesome.
Awesome. Grateful that I can breathe without difficulty, clean water to drink, the Dharma, kind people, trees, cats, and a safe house to live in.
Nice.
And Sangeeta, do you know how to pronounce? Is that just a word I don't know from? Minithra?
Minute, like, doesn't sound like an Indian name to me.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Good. I just wanted
It
to make
could
sure
be.
I'm
It's
not
just that
mispronouncing the Jane of India. And TS says, "I'm grateful for the internet and YouTube as I'm able to interact and meet people from around the country and internationally."
Absolutely. Absolutely.
One other thing that I don't know if I mentioned last time, but my dad now lives with my brother and his wife, um, and my sister-in-law has two cats. Now, if you have known me, I had a really bad phobia of cats.
Oh,
Oh,
It used to be so bad that I couldn't even see a picture of a cat without like my body reacting. Like I would have goosebumps, my heart would start racing.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, and so until now, I went for such short period of time that they were just hiding the cats when I went there. And also, my parents used to live in a different apartment, so it wasn't an issue. But this time, I had to go. So I actually got therapy for my phobia,
Oh
and
wow.
I wasn't sure whether it will work or not because before before I left, I was only able to go close to a cat if I saw a cat outside and a few feet away, like many feet away. Um, but it worked beautifully. I mean, I never went close to the cats, but I was able to tolerate them being around me, which is everyone was so surprised, and I'm really thankful for the therapy that I got and my therapist for helping me.
That's awesome.
Without that, I would not have been able to spend time with my dad.
Oh
oh,
wow.
that's amazing,
That
and
is
that's a lot
amazing.
of work too.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. It
You
was.
know
You
that.
can't just fix that overnight. That takes a
No,
lot of work. So,
no, yeah, I've been working on it for months before I left, and it
wow.
worked. Yeah, but it works. It works. If anyone has doubts, yeah, it works.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, like I have a fear of heights, so I just kind of put
Mm.
myself in that feeling when you were talking. But I don't.
But you know, fear of heights is logical.
Well, and I got it after I was like 5 and I got pushed off the top of the monkey bars in kindergarten. So it
Mm.
makes sense, but there are other things that I'm like,
I have an irrational fear of snakes.
Mm.
And over the years I've tried and tried and tried to get past that, but it's still sometimes I'm ridiculous about. I have Kevlar boots that go up to my knees that will withstand a rattlesnake bite that I use to mow the grass because I'm
But
so
you know,
afraid of getting snake bit.
yeah, I mean, snakes are dangerous. And it's, I wouldn't say it is irrational. It is for a reason that we have that. Although I'm not scared of snakes at all, I can handle them. Um,
ooh.
but I'm not scared of anything except cats. And now I'm not scared of anything, I can say.
That's awesome though.
Yeah. Yeah, when I grew up, my mom did not like cats. I don't know if she was afraid of them or not. We had a dog. Um, and maybe one day, if you want to, you could come over and meet our cats should you ever want to.
To
That's not a
expand
pressure,
further,
that's just an invite.
if you want to expand further.
Because you
Yeah.
can watch, maybe if you watch them too, they're pretty silly.
They're pretty entertaining, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I had a very modest goal for my therapy, if that I should be able to tolerate them. I mean, my anxiety level should be at a point where it is tolerable, not where I'm screaming and jumping and running. And that was 100% successful, I would say, up to that point.
Yay.
I think that's amazing.
I think it's
It's
amazing
so
too.
amazing.
It is so cool. Like
You
I've
know,
never really had anybody like talk about that stuff that actually has been like, it really worked. Like usually everybody's
exactly.
like, well, yeah, it kind of worked, but yeah, you're the first one I've ever heard go. This definitively worked for me.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's really being vulnerable is to even share these things. You know, one thing with friends, but also publicly like this. Um, but once you share it, then then people have admitted to me having their fears. And
There's something
I
awesome about letting
totally
people.
empathize. Yeah.
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 When you let people know that you have a fear or a flaw or made a mistake, it's so much easier to connect with people, I think.
Yeah.
So but it is very brave and it's hard to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, I'm extremely grateful for that whole thing that it worked. Without that, I would not have such a great trip at all.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's
because you
so
didn't even mention that you
Yeah.
had some concerns about staying there.
Yeah. You're-
Yeah, I mean, we have another apartment not far from there where my parents used to live. So that was my plan B. But that would have defeat. Now, I did find out that I still had some allergies, cat allergies. So
Okay.
I was spending nights in that other apartment, but I was able to spend much of the time with my dad.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some other
So,
people in the feed saying that they are not snake people either. Like they are nope ropes. Um,
yeah, I mean, fear of snake is for a reason. I would believe that they
well,
could
I
kill you.
know, and I can point exactly when it happened in my life too. Well, my dad has also been always been afraid of snakes, so I grew up with him constantly, like don't get near the snakes kind of thing, But we would go to Alabama in the summer and stay at my great grandmother's house and my cousins down there. We would go play in the woods or go play at my uncle's farm, and there was a land bridge between two ponds, and you could just see water moccasins just like circling all around in the water down there, and so that would freak me out. But then my cousins would always like try to throw things at like blue racers and just like then they had snakes chasing us and then I would be running and screaming, and so after that, but I was probably like 6 or 7 when that happened, maybe even between 6 and 8 years old. So, and it has just stuck with me forever. I've never gotten bit by one, but that's because I'm like, no, I'm not going to get close enough. Like somebody's always like, well, was it poisonous or was it not poisonous? Did it have a pointy head or a round head? And I'm like, I'm not getting that close. I don't know. I'm not going to
Don't
look
know.
at its face. No
Yeah.
way. You got to be kidding me. Who does that? You get down there, hello, what kind of face you got? No, that's not happening. No. Mm-mm. Nope. Nope, nope, nope.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the elderly people in my family, like my grandma, she was so scared of snakes that she couldn't say the word.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, that thing that slithers," that's how she would go about talking about. And then her voice would change, her like eyes would change, as you could tell that it's something like is a visceral reaction in her body just by the thought of a snake.
Well, and I think there also they are a lot more dangerous than they are here, in
Hmm.
fact.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. So anyway, we overcame that. So let's see what other things everyone is grateful for.
see, we got Kathy is grateful for all of you that come and hang out with us online, and I am too, because it's my fun time. I like to listen to everybody and and then listen to their stories and stuff. And I always feel better because when I say I'm afraid of something or I don't like something, there's always somebody that goes, me too. So then I don't feel so bad.
Sharing,
Sharing
connecting,
is good.
connecting with the fear or phobia.
Yeah.
It's true.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a major thing in my life, because and the thing is like I've put it off for so long.
Yeah.
But yeah, but this time I was forced to do it, so it was good.
So you were like, when you realized, okay, I'm gonna go see my parents, and then you were like, oh, my parents are living with my brother, and then you're like, oh, the cats, and then so
Right.
you were like, I've got to do something to be able to deal with these cats, and so you just took it upon yourself to just do what had to be done.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that had to be done. Had to be done.
Claire says, my mom is scared of snakes too, and she lives in England, and there's not many snakes. But she did live in India until she was 6.
Mm,
That could be, yeah.
yeah.
And Apple says, I am grateful for my safe home, friends, in parentheses, you, my art studio, Fergal, and Beans, her dog and cat companions. And that's dog and cat companions can be very awesome.
Yeah, I'm grateful our cats are there and that they're so awesome.
That they're so good with each other.
They're
too.
good with each other, they're good with us, and like even Fergus goes out of his way when we've gone away or I don't feel well, he lays on me and purrs. I feel like he's trying to like help me get everything back,
Yeah.
back in alignment, and it's just really he's just very sweet.
He is.
And one of the things I'm grateful for, I will make a bigger talk about later, is there's a medication that's been approved for liver fibrosis, improving liver fibrosis, that I have just started, and I'm very excited about that.
And Susan says, I don't fear things. I fear never being good enough, and I'm working on that. And I think a lot of people have that fear.
Oh, yeah.
And I think you're not alone in that. We all have some amount of that, I believe, and then everybody is always working on themselves. If somebody's not working on themselves all the time, I would be suspect that there's something they're working on. Like everybody's got something, right? Because, like we said earlier, nobody's perfect, nothing's perfect, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, and acknowledging what exactly that you're not good at, that you need to do, and working on it. I think for me, my confidence comes from knowing the work that I am doing, like being being an expert in the area, like, or not even expert, but knowing a lot about the work that I do does help me with my confidence. That I know this, I may make mistakes, but I know it. I If I'm good enough to overcome or correct or troubleshoot my mistakes, I think that's pretty good, because things are going to happen that are unexpected. Nothing ever goes in a straight line. So, as you try to do something, something goes wrong. And so long as you can recover from your mistake, I think that is a good reason to have confidence in yourself.
Absolutely. I agree completely.
Sure. And thanks, Apple. Apple says that's wonderful about the new medication.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how long do you have to take the medication?
Possibly a very long time.
Hmm.
But I may
But
be able
at
to
least
take
it.
very low dosages. And so far, this is just my second day on it, and it's doing really well. I feel I'm not having any side effects or anything. So it's early. It's early, but
Yeah.
But in the studies, they have had some reversal of fibrosis.
yeah. And my fibrosis did actually take some reversal too. So I was stage 3, which is right before. I don't know if there's another stage and then cirrhosis, But last time I went earlier this year, I was stage 2. So that was very exciting. So, but some people have had but it's only been this year. There's 2 different drugs that have been approved for this. Before, there were no other treatment than just wait till it goes bad and get a new one.
Yeah. Transplants were the only option.
And I'm
So-
like, that's not an option.
If this can prevent people from having to have transplants.
And mine isn't progressing, but it's still good to kind of get on top of it. So and definitely diet and exercise is a good plan too. But I'm grateful that my doctor is just so awesome. I have a new liver doctor, but my general GP, though she's not a whole food plant-based doctor, she's just really supportive and great.
And always takes that into consideration when she's thinking of things for you too.
Oh, absolutely.
Of how whatever is going to fit in with your lifestyle and your choices.
And works with us. We talk about this in some other stuff too, because I think sometimes people think, oh, the only way I'm going to have a supportive doctor if I do telehealth with a whole food plant-based doctor. And there's nothing wrong with doing that, but I think there are some people, if you just find a nice person who really wants to help, sometimes that, I don't know what your experience is, Sangeeta, but I had a bad doctor before that, or one that did not mesh well with me.
Yeah, I have a good doctor. She's supportive of vegan diet. She's knowledgeable. I've never asked her in person whether she's vegan or not, but she is. She understands.
Even my heart guy in Raleigh, like I was surprised, like he because he was in the same kind of group with one of the doctors that we weren't too fond of. I was afraid that he was going to have kind of that same mentality that the rest of that kind of group did, but no, he's just like, you know what? If it's working, it's working. Don't change it. Just keep doing what you're doing. And
Yeah.
and he's real good about, before he puts you on something else, he's like, well, I would rather wait another 3 months and see what this looks like in 3 months, and then we'll talk about it, kind of thing. So I like those kind of doctors that don't just rush and try to give you something right away, and kind of like to look at things and level them out.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we ready?
So, are we
Is it
ready
time?
for the chanting?
Yes.
The good part,
Yes.
the part we like the
best
most.
All right. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ सहनाववतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
That was lovely.
Thanks everyone.
Oh, thank you, as always.
Thank you for being in the circle with me.
I
everyone.
love the circle.
Yeah,
The circle's the best.
it is. It is. I got up and put on clothes
She
just
did.
for the circle.
She did.
and,
Oh,
and it was more than well worth it. And I hope you start feeling much better soon. Please text us if there's anything we can do or bring you that might make things a little bit easier for you this week.
Absolutely.
thank you.
And then once you are feeling chipper and spiffy, we'll meet you for some coffee.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right?
Oh, wonderful.
All right. Have a
And-
happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
You too. I think we'll see you on Tuesday of
Yes.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. And just keep this all in your heart like I'm going to. And we'll see you next month for the Positivity Circle.
All right, everyone.
All right. Bye.
Bye.